Turelar's motor power and general set of accessories make every buyer look twice. At around $40, it's a great bargain, especially when your kitchen is tight and versatility matters. But is it really as good as it promises? We've tested it through thick puree, icy smoothies, along all the go-to recipes to find out. I'm Tina and welcome back to our Shouldit Blender Series. We're about to jump into the test, but first, please take a moment to read how Shouldit Test Immersion blenders. It explains our testing process, the important aspects we focus on. After reviewing it, you have a clearer picture of how we tackle every evaluation, including this first one with hot soup puree. In our first test, we prepare a recipe with chicken broth, onion, celery, pumpkin, and carrot on pressure cook until tender enough for blending. We make sure the soup remains at a consistent 136 to 140 degrees Fahrenheit, the same range we use for other blenders. Once ready, we push the blender to its highest setting and blend it for 30 seconds. Throughout this process, the Turelar felt steady, controlled, and tidy, and just very little friction. Plus, the blender did a really good job of pulling food into the blaze on its own. It managed to keep everything circulating without major clogs, so we didn't have to stop it temporarily to talk things around. The soup turned out fairly smooth, its texture was pleasant, and absolutely fine as a simple quick homemade version. On closer inspection, we ran it through a mesh strainer and found a small amount of residue remained. They were soft, tiny pulp that wouldn't pose any choking risk but might leave a gritty feeling on your tongue. This means if you're after a machine that can yield restaurant quality puree, this blender isn't the one. Hot soup puree, 7.5 out of 10. Next, we tested a frozen smoothie made with frozen mango, frozen pineapple, kale, and water. The time limit for this test was set to 3 minutes, and within this period, the blender encountered persistent challenges tracking down the ingredients. Even when we noticed the once frozen fruits slowly softened and everything should have come together, this Turelar still couldn't quite get there. We had to put a lot of force, pushing and moving the hand blender deeper into the mixture to improve contact between its place and the ingredients. We believe this will help the ingredients be processed more effectively. What we didn't expect was that because of our pushing pressure, it turned out highly compressed against the blades, and this prevented any actual blending. A few pauses were required for stirring, yet despite repeated attempts, the mixture retained a coarse texture, with many food pieces that failed to fully blend. Smoothie, 0 out of 10. The third test was mayonnaise, created by mixing 3 egg yolks with 240 milliliters of oil. Our Turelar took only 1 minute and 30 seconds to bring the mixture together. Regarding the mayonnaise quality, although it was thinner than our desired texture, it proved stable and consistent. It also showed no signs of breaking and was pleasantly spreadable. Mayonnaise, 8.3 out of 10. In the almond milk test, we assessed how the blender handled nut-based recipes. 1 cup of raw almonds made 3 cups of filtered water inside the 24-ounce beaker. We ran it at full speed, watching to see how efficiently it broke down the almonds into a creamy milk. Initially, the nuts were browned quite quickly, and after roughly 1 minute, they had fully broken down and blended with the water to create a smooth consistency typical of nut milk. However, over the next 20 seconds of blending, the liquid unexpectedly sprayed out in all directions. We managed to lower the speed back to level 1 to keep things under control, but again, we found it was significantly difficult to get the blender to stay on the slowest setting. Overall, this test confirmed that the Turelar is not ideal for handling thin liquids, even though it's able to yield a creamy texture with a deep, nutty flavor in the short time. Almond milk, 7.8 out of 10. Lastly, we evaluated its performance as a hand mixer by whipping 100 ml of egg whites and surprisingly enough, this turned out to be the blender's top performance test. The blending process was fast, yet gentle enough to introduce plenty of air without collapsing the texture. Thanks to its functional design, the whisk attachment efficiently mixed on the egg whites, turning them from a liquid state to stable, stiff peaks in under 2 minutes. Even when the pickle was flipped upside down, it held its shape perfectly without deflation or breaking apart. Whipped egg whites, 10 out of 10. So, by the end of all 5 tests, the Turelar landed at 5.5 out of 10. Not a poor showing, but not impressive either. Performance-wise, the Turelar is an average immersion blender. Despite its super powerful 1100 watt motor, we found it's only best suited for light duty tasks, such as pureeing hot soups, making fresh fruit smoothies, whipping eggs, and emulsifying sauces. When it comes to dealing with raw nuts, dried fruits, or iced and frozen stuff, the results might leave much to be desired. The blender's design is otherwise fashionable and well balanced, with a stainless steel exterior that looks sleeker and aged more gracefully than plastic. The various with trigger feature is unique and perfectly responsive. In general, it makes the blender more convenient for one-handed use compared to the dial speed and to bottom settings, though it can take a little time to get the hang of it. So that's it for our review of the Turelar Immersion Blender. You can find more details through the links in the description or explore other options in our Shouldit Blender series. And don't forget to like, comment and subscribe so you catch our upcoming reviews. Thanks for watching Shouldit and see you in the next video. Bye!